I'm back, but the market isn't as we fall down to test the June lows. This is Invest with Jacob. Okay, guys, so when I last left you, I told you that if the bulls could not retake the trend line, expect a more direct drop towards 36.50 before we see any kind of bounce, and that's exactly what happened. The bulls could not take over the trend line, and the market dropped to 36.60 before consolidating there all day yesterday. Now the question is, are we looking for a bounce, or does the market move directly lower? I'll get into that in just 1 second, but first, if you're new here, welcome to the show, guys. My name is Jacob Gabbard, and this is Invest with Jacob, where we use Elliott Wave Theory to break down the SP 500 and the NASDAQ. I highly encourage you to hit that subscribe button down below so that you can get our daily S&P updates, our trade setups, and our buy alerts. All right, guys, so the market moved down, fell to that 36.60 area, and we were all over it. We absolutely crushed the CPI drop for 50%, and we crushed the Fed drop, and this dropped to 36.60 for 71% on big contracts. And it's because of Elliott Wave Theory that guided us, and I teach that and give my trade alerts in my room, so if you're interested in that, check it out later in the video. For now, let's jump into the chart and take a look. Okay, guys, so here we are on the 1-hour futures chart for the S&P 500. And as I've said since it happened, this CPI drop that was direct with absolutely no structure made it very difficult for us to get an exact bearing on where we were with this 1-2 count to the downside. So we do have two different counts to the downside based on two different options for where this 1-2 is as a setup. So the red count is our primary count, and the blue count is the alternative. And the red count, we bottomed here at the trend line and bounced up in this consolidation period in 2. And they got the 1-2-3 set up down to the 1-2-3-6, which is exactly what you would expect, playing out very well. Today, we did get a spike up towards 37.30. Then they came down and made a slightly lower low. It is possible that this could be wave 4 of 3 right here, this 37.30 number, and then we'll see wave 5 of 3 down towards 35.80. But more traditionally, you would see this wave 4 come up towards 37.89, back towards the 764 or in that area just below it. And then the move down to 35.79. So again, could be wave 4 here, but more traditionally, you get a bigger spike up. From there, you would see we're looking for that move down towards 35.80, and then one more bounce back up to this 37.30 area, and then down in 5 towards the 35 or 34.50 area. The difference is if the blue count 1-2 is down here, okay, where we have it labeled, then the pivot comes in, okay, at 37.20 to 36.72, and this blue line right here, you can see they've poked through the pivot a few times, but haven't been able to truly break through, and that's really what you would expect at a pivot. You get a lot of consolidation. The pivot for the red count is right here. You can see they consolidated in here and rejected it the first time, and even a second time, and then finally broke through to the downside. So seeing this consolidation here is nothing new. It's very common in this situation. So it is possible they're consolidating and getting ready to move through the pivot, and if that's the case, they would move down targeting 35.94, or more accurately or more commonly 35.16. So if we see a direct move down to the 35.16 area, okay, and we blow past that 35.80 area, then the blue count starts to take the lead based on that move through the 1618 for the red count. Okay, so essentially what we're looking for is in the red count, we would like to see a move back up towards 37.90 before we see the next move down. And in the blue count, we're looking for a more direct move down that targets the 35.16 area. Overall, the blue count would target closer to 33.90, okay, to as low as 32.63 for its bottom, whereas the red count targets closer to 34.50. Okay, over on the NASDAQ, again, we have the same two kind of setups here with the 1-2s. The red count being the primary, and the red count here did not quite get to the 1-2-3-6, which is a pretty common wave 3 of 3 target. And so when we don't hit that, and it hit the exact bottom of the pivot here and started consolidating, it does make me think that the blue count is possible. So the red count leads on the NASDAQ, but not by a lot, because they did come up just short of their normal target at 11,134, and they are right at the pivot for the blue count. Whereas the ES actually hit their wave 3 target, so it makes the red count a little more viable on the ES. So for them, they would look for wave 4 up towards the 11,566 area, and we did get that bounce up today that could be a very viable wave 4 on the red count, and then we would look for a move down towards the 10,784 area for the next move down. Otherwise, they can push as high as the 11,700 area for this wave 4 and then come down from there. If it's going to be the blue count, we're looking for a more direct move down towards 10,657. And if that's the case, the blue count will take the lead, and then we'll look for a bounce from there back up toward the 11,225 area. Guys, if you love the information that I put out in these videos and you want real-time market updates from me, you need to check out investwithjacob.com. There's a link down in the description. Go ahead and click that link, and it will take you right over to the website. Once you're there, check out our membership plans area. We have 2 incredible plans, and they both come with a 7-day free trial because I want you to get in there. I want you to love it and become part of our trading team before you ever spend any money. You can cancel at any time. In our first room, the Invest with Jacob room, you get all of my real-time market updates, all of my buy and sell alerts, as well as all of your Elliott Wave questions answered. We trade the SPY and the QQQ, and we swing trade, which means our trades can last anywhere from a few days to a few months, so we don't trade quite as often as a day trading room does. However, if you are looking for day trading as well as individual stocks, you need to check out PT's Throne Room. In there, you get everything you get in the Invest with Jacob room, as well as day trading, individual stocks, and PT's reduced risk binary method that just crushes the market. He gets you in at a very small price and gets big multiples on your money, and it's how he structures the trade that's so unique. You kind of have to see it to understand it, which is why we give you that 7-day free trial to make sure it's for you before you ever spend any money. He also started a challenge account where he put $4,000 into a small account, and he trades it using mini ES futures and disciplined trading methods averaging 3 to 4% gains per week, showing you how to build a small account into a large retirement or savings account. Guys, we'd love to have you in these rooms so we can make some money together. All right, guys, key takeaways for today. We're looking for either the bounce in 4 here or a direct move down. We do have enough in place for this 4, so if they do move down, the red stopping point would be around 35.80 before we see a bounce, whereas blue would look to push it down a little further toward the 35.16 level. Over on the NASDAQ, same type of setup. They do have a wave 4 potentially in place as well. Theirs is a little better than on the ES, and they would look for a move down to the 10,784 area, whereas if we're in the blue count, we would look for a more direct move down to the 10,657 area. Guys, that is the market update for today. I will talk to you tomorrow.